I'm sitting here with Amen for seasons in the later years that he was here. And one of the fiery questions he would lay on the brothers and sisters, sometimes specifically to a person, a lot of times to the whole body, was, who are you? And he wasn't pleased if you didn't have an answer quick. Now, these are brothers and sisters that have walked in faith and have devoted themselves to following Jesus Christ. And we all use the last name Christ for years. For myself, that's the only name I actually identify myself with to this day. I have my born name. Doesn't mean anything to me. Even my first name doesn't mean anything. The Christ part, Son of God, that's the only identity I hold on to. I mean, you look at all the identities in this world. Oh my goodness. You got your physical, family, race, country, religion, political points of view, your job. All these things become people's, that's what they add themselves to, their image that they create, that's their identity. And then how much of that's going to last forever? No, so then when they're faced with that, according to how much that we're going to actually seek an eternal identity. So yeah, when I think about who I am, and so listening to Amen, ask that question many times and contemplate it, that you better be solid in your answer in yourself. See, otherwise you're all over the road. And so, yeah, that's in my, to be a son of God is to totally believe that's who I am. That's my identity. That's what I'm adding myself to through the grace of God, through the gift of Jesus Christ that Amen gave us. It's given to everybody. But people don't choose it. We got all these other identities we can hold on to. And the trouble with them, it's one thing if you just look at it as a suit of clothes. That's not a problem. You could be part of any kind of, you could say, temporal identity and know it's a temporal identity. And yeah, it's real. I got this physical body and it comes from a place, it lives in a place, and I identify with all those things. But I also recognize that's not who I am. People would ask me, where were you born? And one of my answers was, well, a tree hatches from a nest, and a bird hatches from a nest in a tree, and then you go and ask the bird where he's from. He's like, man, I've been flying around. I don't even remember that place hardly. Identities. Yeah, I was born in a place, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You look at me now, it is not part of my identity. Even my physical identity, it's not really a part of, let alone my eternal identity, which is the only one that I'm going to hold on to and recognize as being real in me. And so, yeah, everybody's got choices. We got a whole world here that you can choose what you want to put on and what you want to take off. And if you're really born of spirit, see, that's where you took off all the physical identity as being who you really are. When Amen would ask, who are you? He was asking for the real deal. Who are you? What do you consider yourself? And it shouldn't be complicated. For a man of God who's really invested himself and immersed himself in following Jesus Christ, yeah, no, then it's, this world is not my identity. It's a passing through. Amen.